Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the Barkin Bout Books book tag. Today is Diamond's second gotcha day here in our home. We were her fosters for probably 9 months before we adopted her. And so she's been with us almost 3 years, but 2 years as being an adopted member of our family. If you're new and you don't know anything about Diamond, she is a rescue from Bullies to the Rescue, who we are proud fosters and volunteers with. So I've got my cute little Bully Nation shirt on today. I will leave their rescue linked below if you love looking at cute little squishy bulldogs. Anything to do with that rescue, I will leave a link below if you want to check them out. But we have been with them since 2016 and we have loved every minute of it. Very, very proud to be a part of that rescue. So with the book tag today, you will probably see some pictures filtered in of her from the beginning of her being with us all the way up to the current Diamond that she is. This tag was sent to me by Nina from Wrestling with Disney. She had stumbled across this amazing booktuber called Leslie Smith. She's the Nerdy Narrative, and she was sending me like videos I needed to watch of hers, and she said, okay, you have to do this tag. It is the Barkin Bout Books tag, and if you know, Nina has a cat, Buster, and so she passed this on to me knowing that I have a dog. The creator of this tag, which is Eric by Breakeven Books, he did this tag in honor of his dog Max, and I did get sent this a while ago, but knowing that Diamond's adoption day, gotcha day, was coming up, I wanted to save it to celebrate her this week. So I will have Eric, Nina, and Nerdy Narrative Leslie Smith linked in the description box below for you to go check them out if you have never watched any of their content. All of it is absolutely amazing. So I'm gonna get started with this book tag. The first prompt is, I've got a bone to pick with you. Name a book that was good until it wasn't. And 100%, hands down, let me find it, was Behind Closed Doors. When I read the synopsis of this book, I didn't really read any like spoilers online. I don't like to read any spoilers of any book that I'm about to read. But I love thrillers, and I mean, it just sounded so dang amazing. The Perfect Marriage or The Perfect Lie. So let me read it to you, and then we'll get into why I really want to throw it in the trash. So you've heard me talk about this in other book videos as well. He has the looks and wealth. She has charm and elegance. He's a dedicated attorney who has never lost a case. She is a flawless homemaker and a masterful gardener and cook. And she dotes on her disabled younger sister. Though they're still newlyweds, they seem to have it all. You might not want to like them, but you do. You're hopelessly charmed by the ease and comfort of their home, by the graciousness of the dinner parties they throw. You'd like to get to know Grace better, but it's difficult because you realize Jack and Grace are inseparable. Some might call this true love, and others might wonder why Grace never answers the phone, or why she can never meet for coffee, even though she doesn't work. How can she cook such an elaborate meal but remain so slim, or why she never seems to take anything with her when she leaves the house, not even a pen, or why there are such high security metal shutters on all of the downstairs windows. Some might wonder what's really going on once the dinner parties are over and the front door has closed. Sounds great, right? Sounds like there's a whole lot that they need to tell us. A whole lot of questions to be answered. But then, so that's right up my alley, right out of the gate. But then, let's just get into a little bit of this book, okay? This is gonna make some people very irritated. It made me very irritated. You can see that my temper has changed just a little bit. Well, what is his name again? I've already tried to block this out of my mind. His name is Jack. Okay, so Jack finds Grace in the middle of this park with her sister who does have Down syndrome. If you are new, my daughter has a disability. He's adoring them from afar, and he's instantly drawn to them. He's looking at them in awe of how they just react, and they're together. And fast forward, he and Grace are in a relationship, and apparently the parents have put that child into a home so they can go live their life. Ding number one. And so the sister lives close, they move out of the country. So sister lives close, she goes to visit her sister all the time. They are very connected, they love each other very, very much. And So then Jack and Grace get married, and then she finds out he's an evil monster, more than anyone could imagine. He likes to scare people. He actually goes to another country, and it almost reminds me of Hostel, where there's like this society. It feels like an underground society where people are being tortured and scared and all of this stuff. Like, he wants to have control over people, and he has a dungeon in his downstairs basement. Again, sorry for spoiling this, but like, don't waste your time reading it anyway. But there is this downstairs dungeon. He ends up locking Grace in it when she finds out that he's this monster, and he has intentions when Grace's sister ages out of the home that she's in to come live with them. He was looking at her sister. He didn't want to marry her. He wanted to get to her sister. He was looking at her all this time, putting up this fake act, marry the sister, get to the girl, so he can torture her, so he can scare her. He bribed her with this beautiful elaborate room in the color that she wanted it in, and all the while he was going to put her in the dungeon. I'm like, I'm sorry, B.A. Paris, but we need to have a talk. Why would you even write such crap? Honestly, that you would write a character so vile that would want to torture a special needs person. I have a very hard problem with that. So like I said, I'm getting on a tangent now, but I wanted to tell you about this book and why. I don't even know why I still have it, in all honesty. But I feel like if I have this copy, someone's not going to read this copy. Does that make any sense? I'm kind of weird that way. But yeah, I really have a bone to pick, not only with the book, but with the author, basically. I honestly feel like it had such great potential. It had all of the intentions of a Lifetime type movie, thriller, psychological thriller, and then it just kicked me in the teeth. So I will never ever praise this book. I've got a huge bone to pick with it. Number 2, Welcome Home. Name a book or series that gives you the warm feelings of home. My choice for this was a James Patterson book, Sam's Letters to Jennifer. Now, if you're a James Patterson lover, this is not his typical writing, but I have to tell you, this is a brilliant piece of art in itself. It is such a good book. It is not at all what I expected going into it. I will read the back of it to you so you can get a sense of what I felt going into it. Again, I don't read any of the spoilers or anything going on when I'm about to read a book because I want to be surprised and I kind of want to go on the journey with the book, and this did not disappoint. So, grief-stricken by a recent tragedy, Jennifer returns to the resort village where she grew up to help her beloved grandmother. There, Jennifer will discover new meaning in life, experience not one, but 2 of the most amazing love stories ever. This took me on such a wonderful, wonderful ride, and like Jennifer experiencing, oh, I don't want to spoil it. I definitely highly recommend this book. But the things that Jennifer learns throughout the letters and through someone that she meets is absolutely incredible. Honestly, I felt like this was a Nicholas Sparks book when I was reading it. So if you're a Nicholas Sparks fan, you ever see those videos or those apps that say, if you liked that book, you're going to love this book. So if you like Nicholas Sparks, you're definitely going to love this book. I definitely got the feel of that. And I didn't know it until I got this book, but there was another one. It says Suzanne's Diary for Nicholas. So I'm definitely going to check that out. This one I got off Thrift Books. I know it's not new, but it definitely made a perfect choice for this prompt. Number 3, Roughing It. Name a book that had an element of travel or a journey. And I actually do not have this book in hand. I got rid of it a while back because I ended up not wanting to read the sequel to the book, and that was 13 Little Blue Envelopes. So the main character finds out that her aunt passes away, and her aunt is like this world traveler. She never stays in one place too long, and she finds out that her aunt has left her this sum of money and these envelopes, and so she has to follow these envelopes and where these envelopes take her on her journey. And it's meant for her to experience life in different areas of the world. So I found it very, very interesting. It was such a good book. I loved going along the journey and the people that she met along the way, and she learned more about her aunt through these experiences. So I definitely recommend that. I think it's a YA book, I'm not sure. So definitely check it out if you have not read that already. Number 4, marking your territory. Name a book or series that you will always stand by no matter what. Are you guys ready for it? I don't know that you are. I'm probably going to be hated for this, but it's okay. I'm going for it anyway. Are you ready? Yes, I was a twihard. I was a twi nerd. I was a twi mom, whatever you want to call me. I was a diehard and still am a Twilight fan. We still watch the movies. I think I've read through the entire book series, aside from Midnight Sun, probably 3 to 4 times. And as soon as I finished the entire series, I went back and read the entire thing. And then a few years later, I actually went through and read it again. But I'm telling you right now, this still has a hold on my heart so deeply and so tightly that I'm sorry. I have to love it. I will always love it. I had the very amazing opportunity to actually attend a Twilight convention, and I was able to meet so many of the characters. It was Mike and Eric. Who else was there? Jacob's dad. I can't think of his name right now, but it's Gil Birmingham. And then I met Emily and Dimitri from the Volturi. I actually got to meet all of them. I actually have all of their autographs. I should not share this photo, but I'll probably put it in here. But I do have a matted frame where they all signed it, and I have a picture with me and Dr. Cullen together. I know it's a hideous picture of me, but it's okay. I was just like so nervous, and he smelled so good. And I was just like, I don't know what to do with myself. And I'm just like, I'm weird. I've got my hand behind my back, like I'm not supposed to touch him. It just felt very weird. I saw some women doing some very inappropriate touching, and I'm just like, you know, this man is married to someone. I don't feel like I need to be touching his chest or whatever. I know that's weird. He's probably used to it, but still, it felt very inappropriate for me to do that. So I stood very awkwardly, and my smile's like, I very much had this weird, derpy looking smile. So you're seeing it probably right here if I found the courage to actually add to this video. But anyway, I had a great time. I had so many autographs that I got there. I actually have one from Bella's dad. It's actually like a photo, and it's signed, autographed by him. I had the greatest time. I will be a twihard forever. Michaela is Team Jacob. Are you Team Edward or are you Team Jacob? I've got to know this right now. So let me know in the comments below. I actually have an Edward Funko Pop. I probably should have shared that with you guys too. But anyway, maybe later. Yes, this is the series that I will always stand by. Number 5, Digin Holes. Name a book that had hidden secrets or a plot twist. So I don't have this book either. I gotta be very careful with it because I know Nina has not read it yet. This is a book I sent to Nina because I'm like, you have to read this book. It's Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. It is about this very prominent, exclusive like condo building or whatever, apartment building in New York, and there are some hidden secrets there. Like that whole building has got a lot of history. It is full of like movie stars and writers and things like that, and the main character is hired basically to apartment sit this apartment until it is rented out by someone else. And boy, does it have some twists and turns in there that I did not expect. It's almost like you're constantly pulling back layers, and I was not expecting it at all. It was so good. If you are a Riley Sager fan and you haven't read that one, I recommend that you do. There was so much I was not expecting, but boy, it was amazing. And the ending was good as well. This is a book that I would consider reading multiple times. Number 6, Stand By Me. A book that portrays a loyal friendship between characters. Now, y'all are gonna laugh at me. If you weren't laughing at me about the Twilight series, you're gonna be laughing at me now. So just go ahead and get prepared. I had a hard time coming up with this one, and the thing that I wanted to go back to so badly was Emily Giffen's Something Borrowed, because I loved their friendship together, but there was also kind of a rivalry within the friendship, and then things go really wrong with the friendship. So I couldn't really pick that one, and I thought, what could be considered a really good friendship? And then I thought back to a conversation that I've had with Nina recently about the Babysitters Club. Gosh, this brings me back to my junior high life, my middle school life so much. I owned every single Babysitters Club book that came out. I owned all of them, and I owned like the mysteries and like their summer series, like the bigger, thicker ones. I owned all of those. It was insane. There was something about the friendship and how they just worked together to create this business at such a young age. They had such a great time, and I just loved reading about it. And I've actually revisited these books, trying to read them to Michaela. She had zero interest. She's like, Mom, you're so lame. So I'm just gonna read them again myself and go back and take that little walk down memory lane. But there was a great friendship here, and it was untainted, you know. There wasn't a whole lot wrong with the series. It's just really beautiful and simplified, and it's worth reading, honestly. Number 7, Tug of War, a book that you have mixed feelings about. Now, I just told you how much I love Nicholas Sparks, but I'm gonna tell you, I just read his latest release, The Return, which was gifted to me by Beth from the Collectioneers Club for my birthday. And let me tell you, where is it? There she is. Okay, let me tell you, look at this cover. It's absolutely stunning. And there was something like an extra little treat about this book. The inside cover, you can flip around. Let me show you. You can flip it around and then give it to someone as a gift. And so I'm like really torn. Do I leave the pretty spring side, or do I leave this beautiful Christmas side out? Like, what do I do? But as it turns out, I really need to leave it on the side that it came, because that's what best fits the actual book itself. So yes, with Nicholas Sparks, there's always a tragedy, there's always a death, there's always loss of some sort, and of course there's always romance. However, I just finished this feeling a little bit empty. I just felt like the end left it a little lackluster, in my opinion. I mean, I know every book can't be like happily ever after, and I know that they can't all be the same, they all have to be different, but this one was just like I said, it's a little lackluster for me. I had trouble with the end of it. It felt like we had this long, nice, drawn-out story, and then it ended, and I'm like, that's it? I mean, do you remember when The Sopranos had their ending? Sopranos? Did I say Sopranos? I don't know. Whatever. When that show ended, how everyone was upset, I was one of them. That's kind of how I felt when I, ended up with this book. It was like I invested in this book for like a day and a half, and I'm like, are you kidding me? This is how it ends? It wasn't even anger. It was just very much a disappointment. So the book was good. I just didn't like the way that ended. So for that, I do have mixed feelings about this book. The very last prompt is Treats, a book that you're excited about and will reward yourself by reading. And this is a book I've had in my possession for a little bit now, but I did not get a chance to read it in 2020. And that is Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. He is the author of Wayward Pines, and I was obsessed with that TV series. I loved it. I binge watched the entire first season within a week, and I loved it. I have no regrets. And so if you love that thriller kind of sci-fi type book, I definitely feel like you would want to read this. I actually read the blurb about this in the book haul, so what I will do is I will link all of my bookish videos in the description box, and then you can go through and see me reading a little bit of that, so I'm not wasting so much of your time today, because I kind of went on a few tangents. But yeah, I'm really excited to read that, and that is on my TBR for this month, so I'm really excited to dig into this. Let me know if you've read it or any of these books in the comments, and as always, I love talking about books, so feel free to message me below about that, or you can follow me over on Instagram and we can talk all things books. That is going to do it for this tag. Thank you, Eric, for creating this tag, and for the Nerdy Narrative for doing this so I could see it. If you are a dog owner, or if you just love dogs and you want to try this tag, then please do it and let me know. That way I can come watch your video. That's gonna do it, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!